Hello, Peter Wetzig back again with another word of encouragement from Faith Life Teaching. Today I want to talk to you about a subject that has always been a bit delicate in the New Testament church and continues to be so today. The believer's godly prosperity. This always seems to stir up some devils. Well, Jesus defeated the devil and all his works, and he said so in Matthew 28:18. All power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. And in Colossians 2:15, having spoiled principalities and powers, he made a show of them openly, triumphing over them in it. And also in 1 John 3:8, it is written, for this purpose was the Son of God made manifest, that he might destroy the works of the devil. This is new covenant that Jesus ushered in, and it included dominion in the realm of material prosperity. If this was not the case, then in Hebrews 8:6 is not true. But now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is a mediator of a better covenant, which is based on better promises. That's better promises. How could it be a better covenant if it did not include financial material prosperity, which the saints and patriarchs under the old covenant walked in super abundantly in the extreme. In fact, the abundance of God's people in the material realm was standout sign of God's bona fides under the old covenant. In the Old Testament was said that God takes pleasure in the prosperity of his servants. Psalm 35:27. Praise ye the Lord. Blessed is the man that fears God and that delights greatly in his commandments. His seed shall be mighty upon the earth. The generation of the upright shall be blessed. Wealth and riches shall be in his house, and his righteousness endures forever. Psalm 112:1-3. Blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, or we could say today, the word of the Lord. And in his law does he meditate day and night. He shall be like the tree planted by the rivers of water, that brings forth fruit in its season. His leaf shall not weary or wither, and whatsoever he does shall prosper. Psalm 1:1-3. The Old Testament saints who followed after the Lord were blessed beyond measure. So if the new covenant did not include financial prosperity, as some would have us believe, then how could it be a better covenant based on better promises? Next we look at, so in Jesus' life, was he prosperous? Well, the answer to that is a resounding yes, and for the following reasons. Yes, he was born in a stable. That is correct, but not because his parents or his that they could not afford a room, but because there was no room available. The inn was booked out. Jesus had his own house. Yes, Mark 2:15. Jesus had a treasurer, Judas. Now, a poor person doesn't need a treasurer. Jesus' treasury, they carried with them around $48,000 Australian in today's currency. This is because they had 200 pennyworth for the feeding of the 5,000. That was said in Mark 6:37. The average weekly earnings in Queensland is around about 60,000 per year. And with 250 working days a year, as it is stated, 200 pennyworth, remember a pennyworth was a day's wages, 200 pennyworth is worth round about $48,000. How many ministers do you know today that carry around that amount of money in their back pocket? Jesus supported a ministry of 13 that needed to be fed and accommodated. Jesus enjoyed, or rather God provided, good things for him, for his ministry. Jesus was anointed with very precious ointment worth 300 pennyworth, or more than a year's wages. So you could say that was in excess of $60,000 worth of ointment. We see this in Mark 14:3-5. God provided Jesus to enter Jerusalem at the end a brand new colt on which no one has ever ridden. That was said in Luke 19:30. The answer to the question concerning Jesus being prosperous, yes, he was. Although he did not flaunt it in flash things or flash lifestyles, that was the way of the world, not God's. Remember, the wisdom of God is foolishness to the world. And God has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. 1 Corinthians 1:27. For a natural man receives not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness to him, neither can he even know them, because they are spiritually discerned. 1 Corinthians 2:14. Well, I hope that short teaching has blessed you today. And just remember that Jesus is Lord, and we love you, and we'll see you next time.
This program was brought to you by Faith Life Teaching.